The first program learning objective is design and development. As teachers, we are all designers of learning. The program learning objective states to design, develop technology-enhanced educational content. The purpose of this is motivation, engagement, and efficiency of the learners.
In EdTech 501 Introduction to Educational Technology, I designed the EdTech definition graphic. This graphic represents my original representation of the definition and was created using Canva. I attempted to maximize learner engagement by using color, design, and pictures. They say pictures represent 1,000 words, and that certainly is true. This graphic represents the 13 elements that define educational technology. Later on, in EdTech 503 Instructional Design, I learned the concept of instructional design. Before the MET program, I wasn't aware of instructional designers and didn't know they even existed. I thought that designing instruction was the sole responsibility of the teacher. In EdTech 503, I created an instructional design project on using Google Docs for collaboration in post-secondary. In this document, I went through the whole instructional design process and learned the theory, pedagogy, and logic behind course design. This is especially useful as a young professional since I can use this knowledge to design all future content. Further to this concept, in EdTech 597, Rapid Course Development, I created the course design document. This formal document contained all of the front and back end analysis needed for an e-learning Google Docs course. Prior to this, I had never had the opportunity to actually create an e-learning course. I had only taken a few courses but never actually created one myself.
The second program learning objective is pedagogy and theory. Pedagogy and theory are the basis of all learning. The program learning objective states to integrate pedagogical approaches and educational technologies in practical classroom environments. Also to reflect on the effective application of educationally supported pedagogical approaches. In other words, we are trying to test if the educational technology that we're using in the classroom is actually working.
In EdTech 501 Introduction to Educational Technology, I conducted research using an annotated bibliography. My research was on classroom learning versus online learning, a facet of educational technology which really interests me. I wanted to compare and contrast student learning in the classroom as opposed to an online learning environment. I used this as an opportunity to inform myself of the research in this field and wish to integrate these pedagogical approaches into my future practice. In EdTech 513 Multimedia, I analyzed the contiguity principles 1 and 2. This analysis included the definition, description, and evidence of the principles. This was especially challenging yet interesting because I used a mind mapping tool called MindMap to represent my knowledge of this concept. It is important to represent knowledge in various ways because we all are unique and learn in different ways. Another cool way I represented my knowledge was by using video animation. In EdTech 513, I researched the theory of the personalization principle. Then I used Powtoons, which is a video animation platform, to demonstrate and teach the principle while engaging students by using a story, video, and animation.
Third program learning objective is evaluation and assessment. It is the use of technology to facilitate appropriate assessment. Also, to determine the effectiveness of technology in instruction. In other words, we determine if the technology that we are using is effective.
In EdTech 513 Multimedia, I evaluated and analyzed an e-learning lesson using multimedia principles. This analysis included type of e-learning, architecture, features, and pitfalls. This has helped me understand the do's and don'ts of e-learning content, which is becoming a big part of learning today. In EdTech 505 Evaluation of Educational Technology, I planned and conducted a real-world program evaluation of Mount Royal University's Gone Google initiative. This was a great exercise since it was real-world experience that'll help me with program evaluations in my school and beyond. Online teaching has been my true passion. Therefore, in MET, I especially loved the opportunity to evaluate and assess other online courses. In EdTech 522 Online Teaching for Adult Learners, I used the Quality Matters educational rubric to evaluate 2 online courses extensively. This rubric included various criteria such as learning objective competencies, instructional materials, assessment, and measurement. This in-depth course analysis gave me the insight I need to objectively create and evaluate my own course based on foundational principles of online course design.
Fourth program learning objective is ethics. Ethics is to apply professional and ethical standards to all aspects of teaching and learning, to support accessibility, diversity, and copyright in the classroom.
In EdTech 501 Introduction to Educational Technology, I facilitated the creation of the Digital Divide presentation. This presentation recognizes the digital divide in the US today and advocates for fair use and appropriate open access to technology and resources for diverse backgrounds, characteristics, and abilities. In EdTech 502 Creating Educational Websites, I coded a page that represents information and resources on creating accessible websites for all individuals, regardless of their disability. According to the World Bank, 15% or 1 billion people experience some form of disability in the world. In EdTech 513 Multimedia, I created a worked example video of how to use the Access online booking tool. Access Calgary is a ride-sharing service for people with various mobility challenges. I demonstrate the use of this tool, and in doing so, I promote diversity, respect, and accessibility towards all learners. Hello everyone, I'm really happy to have you join me today. We are going to learn how to book an Access Calgary Transit trip online using the new online tool, which allows its clients to view, book, and cancel their trips online.
The fifth program learning objective is leadership. It is educational technology leadership in school and community through research and innovation in emerging technologies. For example, to support online, blended, mobile, game-based competencies.
In EdTech 597 Rapid Course Development, I learned how to create an e-learning course using Articulate 360. I have taken many e-learning courses, but I have never had the opportunity to actually create such a course from scratch. My e-learning course was a Google Docs course. It was challenging and fascinating to learn about Articulate 360, which is an online design platform. In EdTech 522 Online Teaching for Adult Learners, I created a complete 3-credit online Moodle course on Introduction to Debate, DEBT 1001. This course served as a basic introduction to competitive debate with a focus on the British parliamentary form of debate and related topics such as public speaking, argument building, and logical reasoning and fallacies. In EdTech 512 Online Course Design, I created the Fundamentals of Google Docs course. The preview of this course is on Google Sites, while the completed course is hosted on Moodle. This online course is designed to teach learners how to use Google Docs as a collaboration tool. This step-by-step course provides students with an introduction to Google Docs, using Google Docs for collaboration, file management, and a brief introduction to Google Drive.